The door slams open so hard the bottles behind the bar rattle. Every head in Rusty's bar turns. A tiny girl in a red jacket stands in the doorway. 7, maybe. Hair tangled, cheeks streaked with dirt. Her chest heaves like she's run a mile. She doesn't look at the truckers by the pool table. She doesn't look at the bartender. She looks past all of them. Straight to the back corner where 12 bikers in black leather sit around 2 tables pushed together. The biggest of them sets his beer down slowly, gray in his beard. Thin scar cutting across one eye. His name is Colt. The girl walks toward him on shaky legs. Halfway there, her courage stutters. She stops. The whole bar is quiet now, the kind of quiet that hums. Colt leans forward, forearms on his knees. "Come on, sweetheart," he says, voice low and gentle. "You made it this far." She takes 2 more steps and stands in front of him. Her hands tremble so hard she has to grip her rabbit tighter just to hold on. One ear is missing from the rabbit. "Please," she whispers, "I need help." The words almost break in half. A younger biker, Trace, pushes his chair back so fast it scrapes the floor. Reaper, all tattoos and calm eyes, goes still. Colt softens his face. "What's your name?" he asks. "Emma, where's your mom, Emma?" Emma swallows. Her throat works like it hurts. Instead of answering, she claws at the collar of her red jacket, fingers clumsy. She pulls it down off one shoulder. The table goes silent. Bruises, old yellow ones, fresh purple ones. Finger marks sunk into her skin. Trace's chair tips and crashes to the floor as he stands. Jesus, Colt has seen a lot in 50 years. Bar fights, accidents, war on a TV screen and in his own memories. Nothing hits him the way those bruises do. He feels something ancient wake up inside him, not just anger, a promise. "Who did that to you?" he asks softly. Emma's lip shakes, fresh tears spill over. "Mom says," she chokes on the next words. "Mom says we have to stay quiet." The sentence hits Colt harder than any punch. "Your mom told you to stay quiet about this?" he asks, steady. Emma nods, wiping her nose with her sleeve. "She says if we tell, he'll do worse. He hurt her real bad last night. She couldn't get up this morning. I tried to help her, but she just kept crying." Colt glances around the table. Every man there is listening now. Jaw muscles twitch, fists close, Reaper's voice is low. "Where is she?" Emma drags in a shuddering breath. "Blue trailer, number 17. "On Miller Road." Colt stands up. The others rise with him like a single body. "Smoke," Colt says, not taking his eyes off Emma. "Pull everything you can on Miller Road, blue trailer, Kevin." "Dalton," Emma whispers. "Kevin Dalton," Colt finishes. Smoke's already got his phone out. Colt crouches down so he's eye level with Emma. His knees pop when he bends, but he barely feels it. "When does Kevin come home from work?" Colt asks. 5. "He works at the factory. I checked the clock before I left." She swallows. "It was 1:40. Colt checks his watch. 2:12. "Okay." He puts his hand on the unbruised shoulder, just his fingertips, careful as if she's made of glass. "Emma, listen to me." She stares at the floor. "Look at me, sweetheart." She does. "You did the right thing coming here," he says. "You did the bravest thing I've ever seen. You hear me?" "I was scared," she whispers. "You're allowed to be scared," Colt says, "but you came anyway." "That's courage." Her chin wobbles. "What if he comes back early?" Colt's eyes harden, but his voice stays soft. "Then we handle it." Rita, the bartender, slides a plate of fries and a glass of water onto the table. "Eat," she tells Emma. "You're safe here." Emma stares for a second, then grabs a fry like she hasn't eaten all day. While she eats, Colt's mind runs through possibilities. Shelter, safe house, medical care. How far Kevin will go, how far he himself is willing to go. He already knows that answer. Last night, the door to trailer 17 slammed just as hard as the door to Rusty's. Emma had been lying on her mattress on the floor. No frame, thin blanket, Clover, her one-eared rabbit, clutched tight. She heard Kevin's boots before she heard his voice. "Don't start," he snapped at her mom. "I said don't start." Glass shattered. A bottle. Emma flinched under the blanket. "Kevin, please." "Emma's sleeping." "I don't care if she's sleeping." The slap sounded like someone hitting a table. Emma felt it in her own cheek even though she was in the next room. Her mom's cry cut through the shaky wall like it was paper. Emma had tried once to rush out and stop him. He'd grabbed her arm and thrown her so hard against the wall that half her body bloomed purple. After that, her mom had clutched her shoulders, crying, whispering the same words over and over. "Stay quiet, baby. Just stay in your room and stay quiet." So last night Emma stayed quiet. She covered her ears. She still heard every hit. She still heard every apology. This morning, sunlight came through the cheap curtain. Kevin's truck was gone. Her mom was still on the couch, barely able to breathe. "We have to leave," Emma had whispered. "We can't," her mom said, one eye swollen shut. "He'll find us." She said she was working on a plan. She said it before. Emma had gone to her room, opened her drawer, taken all the money she had. $1, 2 quarters, 3 dimes. "I'm going to fix this, Mama," she told the sleeping shape on the couch. Then she'd walked past the gas station, past the coin laundry, past all the doors that had heard her mother scream and stayed closed, all the way to Rusty's. To the men people in town called dangerous. Now Emma sits between Colt and Reaper in the front seat of a black Ford, Clover in her lap, fries still on her breath. Bikes rumble behind them like thunder. Reaper glances at her rabbit. "What happened to his ear?" "Kevin ripped it off," Emma says flatly. "'Cause I wouldn't stop crying one time." Reaper's jaw flexes. His hands tighten on the steering wheel until his knuckles turn white. Colt looks straight ahead, voice low. "You won't have to cry like that again, Emma." On Miller Road, the blue trailer isn't really blue, more gray, rust streaks. One window patched with cardboard and duct tape. "Stay in the truck," Colt tells Emma. "Door's locked. Don't open up for anyone but me or Reaper, okay?" She nods fast. Inside, the air smells like stale beer and fear. Lisa lies curled on the couch under a thin blanket, bruises on her face and neck, her lips split, breathing shallow. Her eyes fly open when Colt kneels beside her. "Lisa," he asks. "How do you know my name?" she croaks. "Emma told us," Colt says. "She came to find help. We're here to get you both out." Tears spill out of the one eye that isn't swollen shut. "He'll kill us," she whispers. "He always finds me." "Not this time," Colt says. "You're not alone anymore." Doc, the club's medic, steps around the empty bottles. "Ma'am, I'm going to check your ribs." She flinches at every touch. "Broken," Doc mutters to Colt. "Couple of M, she needs an x-ray, but I can wrap her for now." "No hospital," Lisa gasps. "Cops, he's got friends there. They always tell him." Colt pulls out his phone and dials a number from memory. "Maria, it's Colt. I've got a woman and a 7-year-old, bad situation. Need a room, no questions, somewhere nobody talks." On the other end, Maria Garcia, who runs a women's shelter and owes the Iron Wolves more than one favor, doesn't hesitate. "Bring them. I'll have a doctor waiting." By 3:10, Lisa's ribs are wrapped, a jacket pulled over her torn shirt. Every step makes her gasp. Reaper and Gunner walk her out, slow and careful. Emma locks eyes with her through the truck window. "Mama," she sobs when the door opens. Lisa crashes into her arms as much as her body will allow. "I'm sorry," Lisa whispers into Emma's hair. "I'm so sorry." Emma just holds on. 40 minutes later, they're at a cabin down a dirt road no GPS knows. Owned by a club member. Used more for rescue than hunting these days. Maria meets them on the porch. She's small, fierce, eyes bright. "You did good, Colt," she says. "We'll take it from here." Dr. Shaw arrives, checks Lisa over, confirms 3 broken ribs and too many old injuries to count. "They'll both need counseling," she tells Colt quietly. "But you got them out in time." Emma sits by her mother's bed, Clover in one hand, Lisa's fingers in the other. "Is Kevin going to find us?" she asks. Maria crouches beside her. "No, honey," she says. "He's not." Emma wants to believe her. Out on the porch, the bikes wait like wolves. Colt looks at his watch. 4:15. "Time to go back," he says. They park 2 houses down from the blue trailer. Miller Road is almost quiet at 5 p.m. A dog barks somewhere. A TV blares through thin walls. At 4:58, a dirty white pickup turns onto the street. "That him?" Trace asks. "That's him," Colt says. Kevin Dalton climbs out, work boots, grease-stained jeans, baseball cap. Grabs a six-pack from the passenger seat, walks toward the trailer like he owns the world. Colt waits until the front door shuts. "Give him a minute to realize," Gunner rumbles. Through the filthy window they see him stop, look around, call Lisa's phone. When it goes straight to voicemail, he explodes, shouts, throws something against the wall. "That's our cue," Colt says. 8 men walk up to trailer 17. Kevin sees them from the doorway. Tries to slam the door. Colt catches it with one hand and pushes it back, slow and steady. Kevin's big, 6'2", broad, but his eyes dart, calculating. Fear is there under the rage. "Who the hell are you?" he demands. We're the reason Lisa and Emma are gone, Colt says, and the reason you're never going to touch them again. Kevin laughs, harsh and ugly. You think you can take my family away from me? Reaper steps up beside Colt, eyes like ice. They were never yours, man. You don't own people you beat. Kevin's hand twitches toward his belt. Colt sees the knife clipped there. Don't, Colt says quietly. You pull that and we don't talk anymore. Kevin hesitates, drops his hand. Smoke holds up his phone. Kevin Dalton, assault charges. Domestic violence, violation of a restraining order. Got your HR department's email, your foreman S2. Kevin's bravado wavers. You can't prove anything. We don't have to, Trey says. We just have to tell everyone who's paying you what kind of man they've hired. And we can do more than that, Gunner adds. We've got a retired sheriff who'd be happy to keep an eye on you. You so much as drive down Miller Road again, you're done. Kevin swallows, sweat beads at his temple. What do you want? He grinds out. You're going to leave Riverton, Colt says, tonight. You're not going to call Lisa. You're not going to look for Emma. You're not going to accidentally drive by their new place or school or job. You're going to disappear. You can't make me. Colt steps closer, not yelling, not posturing, just looking him dead in the eye. We can, he says, and we will. Because men like you only understand one thing, consequences. Silence stretches. Kevin looks at 8 men who are done asking. Fine, he spits. I'll go. Now, Colt says, pack a bag. We'll wait. 15 minutes later, Kevin shoves past them with a duffel bag. You tell Lisa she'll regret this, he snarls. Colt's expression doesn't change. She won't. The truck roars to life, backs out, and disappears down the road. Colt pulls out his phone and calls Carter, the retired sheriff. Name S. Kevin Dalton, he says. He's headed out of town. I want eyes on him. If he even thinks about coming back, I want to know. Got friends in 3 counties, Carter answers. We'll make sure he keeps going. Months pass. Lisa and Emma's new apartment isn't big, but it's clean. 2 beds, real locks, no beer bottles on the floor. The Iron Wolves pay the first 3 months' rent. Maria helps with paperwork and a job at Rosie's Diner. Emma starts at a new school. No one there knows about Miller Road. She still sleeps with Clover. She still jumps at loud voices. But she laughs now. She has a friend named Sophie who loves to draw, and a boy in her class teaches her how to kick a soccer ball without tripping over it. One Saturday, there's a knock at the door. Lisa's heart jumps until she checks the peephole. It's Colt. Thought I'd check in, he says. Emma flies across the room and wraps herself around his leg. Mama made pancakes, she tells him. Do you want some? He smiles. Maybe just one. He hands Lisa a small frame. It's a photo from the old trailer rescued from the wreckage. Lisa and Emma at a park, both laughing, before Kevin. Before everything, Lisa's eyes fill. I didn't even know this survived. Figured you might want a reminder, Colt says, of the fact that there were good days before. And there'll be plenty after. On Christmas Eve, the club shows up with bags, toys for Emma, warm coat for Lisa, grocery gift cards. Reaper hands Emma a rabbit that looks a lot like Clover, except this one has both ears. For backup, he says. Emma hugs both rabbits, then she hugs him. Lisa watches these rough men drinking hot chocolate at her kitchen table, laughing at Emma's stories. She never thought salvation would come in leather vests. Years roll on. Emma's 12. Then 17, then 22. The bruises from Kevin fade long before the memories do, but there's something stronger overlaid on top of them now. The memory of walking into a bar full of bikers and being believed. At 22, Emma sits behind a battered desk at a small nonprofit office. A sign on the wall reads, "You are not alone." On her wall is another photo, her high school graduation. Emma in a cap and gown, Lisa crying, Colt standing stiffly to one side in his cut, trying to pretend he isn't proud. There's a knock at her door. A woman steps in, mid-30s, sunglasses hiding a black eye. A little boy clings to her hand, bruises peeking out from under his sleeve. I didn't know where else to go," the woman whispers. The police said they can't do much without proof. Emma's chest aches in a familiar way. She kneels so she's level with the boy. Hey, buddy, she says softly. I'm Emma. You like rabbits? He nods, confused. She smiles. I used to have one who was missing an ear. The boy almost smiles back. Emma looks at the woman. You came to the right place, she says. We're going to help you, both of you, I promise. How can you promise that? The woman asks, voice cracking. Emma glances at the photo on her wall, at Colt's steady eyes. Because someone once promised it to me, she says, and they kept it. Later that day, Emma's phone rings. Maria, she answers. Got a new family coming in tonight, Maria says. The boy keeps asking if there are any bikers around, says he heard a story at school. Emma smiles. I know exactly who to call. She dials a familiar number, 3 rings. Yeah, Colt's voice older now, but still steel-wrapped velvet. It's Emma, she says. Kindness Valley has another story starting and I need a favor. Talk to me, Colt replies, she tells him. There's no hesitation. We're on our way, he says, because somewhere along the line, that scared little girl in a red jacket turned her pain into purpose. And the men everyone warned her about became the ones who showed up every single time. When a child shows you their bruises, when a stranger whispers, please, I need help, you answer, every single time. You've been listening to Kindness Valley. If you believe no child should have to stay quiet about abuse, hit subscribe, share this story, and stay ready. Because you never know when you'll be the one someone runs to.